Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. We will start with that is our first unit. That is the cell. The definition of the cell is what? Cell is the basic membrane-bound unit that contains the fundamental molecules of life. Fundamental molecules are what? Then macromolecules are there: carbohydrate, proteins, DNA. There is a nucleic acid. DNA and RNA are what? The nucleic acid is there, and fourth one is the lipid is there. Carbohydrate gives us energy. Protein gives us our structural body structure is odd. Cell structure is made up of the protein is there, and all over the functions are basically are depending upon the protein is there, because all the enzymes, all the some of the hormones are all not the all but almost all the enzymes are of protein in nature, and so that protein is very important in that point of view. The nucleic acid, our genetic material, is made up of the DNA is there, and which is instructed to the RNA how to communicate with other cell organelles. That is the RNA, and the last one is the lipid. Our cell membrane is made up of the lipid is there. That is the what is the cell then? The cell is the basic membrane bound unit that contains the fundamental. That means fundamental non means what? The basic or macromolecules. Without that, there is no cell, or without that, there is no life. And a cell is the unit of life, and without the cell, there is no any living organism is there. All we know this, that is the cell is there. Then after this definition of the cell, there are the cell theory is there, very important cell theory is there, which is given by the Shivan Matthews, Theodore Shivan Matthews, and Sheldon and Rudolph Virtue, which is actually Rudolph Virtue ni काय केलेली थी? It is being modified by him, but it is given by the Shivan, Sheldon, and the Virtue is there. Okay, and which is modified by the Rudolph Virtue is there. What are the cell theory postulates are there? That is the cell is the fundamental unit of structure and the function in the living things. That I explained just. That is what the cell is, the unit of life, and without that there is no living organism is there. All organisms are made up of one or more cells. That is unicellular organisms or the multicellular organism, and the cell arises from the other cells through the cellular division. Yes, it is a very important point is there. What one cell, the existing cell is arises from its pre-existing cell is there. There is no what biogenesis like a criteria is there, and it is being proved by this Rudolph Virtue actually. He gives this third postulate is there, that this the cell arises from the cells. म्हणजेच काय आहे, एक्झिस्टिंग सेल जी आहे ती कशापासून अराईज झालेली आहे, प्री एक्झिस्टिंग सेल्स पासून, अँड बाय द सेल्युलर डिव्हिजन. That is by the asexual reproduction, that is by binary fission also, that is asymmetric fission also. They can produce by budding, they can produce, and in the higher organism it can be produced by the mitosis one. Like this way, these cell arises from other cells through the cellular division is there. And the extended form of the cell theory is cell carry genetic material into it. Everybody knows that from one cell to another cell there is a genetic information transferred in the form of the DNA is there to the daughter cells during the cell division is there. Okay, and all cells are essentially the same in a chemical composition. In the chemical composition, basic thing criteria is the same is there. Like this way, there are the cell. If we take the cell from the eye, if we take the cell from the eye and the cell from the kidney is there, the basic content is what, their function is different one, but basic content is what, cell membrane is made up of the lipid is there, their genetic material is DNA is there, their their um, their what is the all the enzymes and the proteins are basically what they are functioning in the transporting the molecules from one outer side to inside, inside to outside. Like this way, the basic criteria is the same for the all the cells is there. and the energy flow takes place, occurs within the cell is there. That is the metabolism occurs in the within the cell is there. That means we all know that if we want to do the function, the ATP is coming from the mitochondria, and where the mitochondria is present, inside the cell is there. That means the energy flow occurs within a cell is there. Okay. Then the next topic from this one is the diversity in the cell size and the shell shape is there. And what is the diversity? Is the diversity means what? Different criteria, different things are there which are present into about the cell is there. We know that the our cell is from the unicellular to the multicellular, it is being present the way it can be produced, or the size is changes from some centimeter to the large, some centimeters micrometers to the large 5 micrometer to the 100 micrometer is there. And their shape is changes from the circular, hexagonal, and like this way. But they shows, in that also they shows the differentiation. And what are these criteria that we will discuss? That is, the cells are limited to their surface area and the volume ratio, we know that this. And in the nature, the cells selected in the nature selected, the our cell sizes should be a small one, not very large one. We go for each and any organism is there, that cell is not meter long or kilometer long is there, it is a micrometer in size. But it can be a very small, like our microorganism, like viruses, and it is somewhat large in higher organisms, algae, and then higher dicots, monocots in the animals, like amoeba to the elephant cell is there. But the cell size should be small, not very large is there. But it can be a unicellular or the multicellular is there. Okay. Then they are come in a different shapes. Okay, kahe cells are limited to their surface area to the volume ratio is there, and they are come in a different shape is there. And it can be a hexagonal, depending upon where the cells are presented, or what their function is there. Depending upon that, their shapes are being decided. And the cell function is determined in the part by its shape is there. I already told you this. The basic cell function is depending upon its shape is there. So example, in the plant, all of we know that the shape of the sclerenchyma is like a hexagonal, and which is very tough in nature. What is the functioning of the sclerenchyma? It because of the its shape is the hexagonal one. And because of all these sclerenchyma comes, and which is tough in nature, hexagonal in nature, and because of which they gives the काय म्हणतात त्याला, strength to the roots or the stem or the leaf is there. That is the function of these sclerenchyma. Like this way, like in the kidneys, our nephron, the size of nephron is very long is there, because we have to filter our blood is there, and through that the urine is going to form. In the urine, all the matter is not go, only the whatever the toxic material is there, it goes through the urine, or whatever the get not absorbed, a maximum thing should be absorbed in the nephron is there. And because of that, the size of nephron should be a large one, or the it is a circular one, elongated one. Like this way, the shape decides the cell function of the any organism is there. Then diversity in the diversity of the cells, we will discuss this. The single organism contains different sizes, and the shape of the cell is there. They may not be very big, but in different shapes according to its function and in which part they present. Common ability for every cell is getting energy from the food is there, and responding to the external environment, and the reproducing itself. What is the common is there? They take the energy from the ATP by the process of the electron transport system. The F1 particle, F0 particle ATP तयार करतील, आणि मग ते काय यूज केला जाणार आहे, सेल करणार. That is common metabolism is same. The function is being different one. Okay, and the reproduction is also same. If it is a higher organism, the cell is produced by mitosis, and if it is a lower organism, it can reproduce by the fission, one asymmetric fission, symmetric fission, or the by budding, in the asexual reproduction, or in the lower organism. This is the some calculation point of view about the key. The nature chooses what the size of the cell should be a very small. Why it the nature choices that that the size of cell should be small, not a large one. This is the small size, and a cell is there, which is being used here. And this is one large cell is there, and because of this small cell is there, the surface area should be getting more is there available for the कशासाठी surface area large पाहिजे त्यांना, because to get absorb the nutrients from the outer environment to inside is there. And because of this small area of the cell is also there to available for to absorb the small molecules is there. That area is not available in the largest cell is there. So nature chooses choice is the cell should be a small, not a large one is there. Two, because maximally should the our cell should be absorb the material into it, like this. When these are the calculative point of view, everybody knows these calculative point of view. The surface area should be large as compared to the volume is there. And why it should be large? Because for the absorption of the material from inside to outside, outside to inside. This is the some large area. Largest cell is the egg is there, and बाकीचे सगळे cells काय आहेत आपल्या small is there. Okay. Then cell shape is there. The variety of cell shapes seen in the prokaryotes and the eukaryote decided its function accordingly, and seen structure and function relationship in all the living organism. We will see in the next slide, that is the nerve cells. It have the long. We know about the nerve cell structure is there. What is that? The cell body. This is the cell body, and this is the axon is there, and this is the dendrites are there. And because of that dendroids and increasing area into the axons, it can transport the electrotransmitter messages from one effector to the sensory organ is there, like red blood cells. Because absorb they require red blood cells, because the shape is circular one, because the maximum absorption of the oxygen into the should be there into the red blood cells. Bacteria, yeah, rod shape is also there, and coca is also there. But rod shape still they generally the area is larger, and they generally they are a motile one. Motile one. This is the algae are there, and this is the pollen grains are there. They have these spine-like structure present on it, because they get the protection from the environment, and the sticking to from if it is transported from the air. Everybody knows that air pollination, wind pollination, insect pollination. In the process of pollination, these spine-like structure they should required to stick with the insect leg is there. And because of the this uh, thing, they have this spine-like structure on it. Like this way, the shape decides its function is there. Then in this chapter, we discuss about the plant cell is there. What is the plant cell? Important feature of the plant cell is plant is there. This is the cell wall is the very important feature of the plant cell is there. Without the plus cell wall, the plant cell is not existing is there. This is the big difference between animal cell and the plant cell is there. There are other differences is there, but basic is this one is what the difference between the cell wall and is absent in the animal cell, and it is present in the plant cell is there. Then chloroplast is there, and then vacuole is there. This is the difference which is absent into the animal cell. Chloroplast is absent in the animal, present in the plant cell. Vacuoles are also found into the animals. Are there some of the animal cells are there, but that are not fully modified one, that are under modified, they are not fully developed one. They are fully developed in the plant cell is there. Okay, these are the some cell organelles of the plant is there. Outermost is the cell wall is there. Then the cell membrane is there. Cell wall is generally made up of the cellulose material, or in modified one it is a lignin, and another modified in the suberin like structure. It is made up of one, and generally it is thought to be it is made up of the cellulose is there. Then lysosome is there. uh, Lysosome is underdeveloped into the plant one is there, which is highly developed into the animal cell is there. It is there, it is present into the plant cell, but more appropriately is present into the animal cell is there. And one of the organelle, that is a paroxysm, is also there, which is absent into the animal plant cell and which is present into the animal cell. Okay, then the cell wall, then cell membrane. The this is largest organelle of the plant is the vacuole is there. It either it stores the gases, that is air into it, or water into it, or the food material into it. Then this is the mitochondria for photosynthesis purpose. Ribosome. There are two types of cytosolic ribosome and the endoplasmic reticulum. वरती present असणारे ribosomes आहेत. That is a rough endoplasmic reticulum, and then this is a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and ribosome can be present on endoplasmic reticulum or cytoplasm also. Mitochondria is also present here because to produce the ATP from it. Then Golgi apparatus, we know that it is a postmaster of the cell is there, like this way. The plant cell is there. This is the general introductory part of the plant cell is there. Okay. Then we will discuss about the function of the vacuoles and all that.